All right, let's look at some different cause and effect essay outlines and then edit a cause and effect essay that was posted online. So, a very rough outline for this would be background information where you introduce a specific effect or a specific case that you're looking at. And then you conclude with a thesis that states an argument about how certain causes led to a certain effect. Here are some examples. And in your body paragraphs, you would be looking at perhaps three causes of a single effect or a chain of cause and effect that led to a certain outcome. This is the same material that you saw in the video at the beginning of class. So let's look at some specific kinds of theses that you could write. For example, X and Y were the most significant causes of Z. So X and Y here could be a hostile work environment and peer pressure. Those are the most significant causes. What is the effect? Effect Z. It's that Officer Jones posted hate speech on Facebook and lost his job. That's completely fictional, but you might relate something like that to one of the articles you could have read for this class. Another one, X and Y, X caused Y effect, which caused Z effect, which ended in A. So this would be a chain argument, right? A lack of emotional support, that'd be X, caused undue stress, that would be Y, which in turn, the stress caused this professor to use social media as an inappropriate outlet, which is Z, and they ended up making comments about students online that lost them their job. Another kind of argument might be something X and Y were more significant than Z in causing A effect. So for example, answering emails from the phone could be X, and the pressure to have an empty inbox, Y, are more significant than anger management, that would be Z, in inappropriate workplace emails. That's this effect. Those are the different kinds of theses that you could come up with. So today, we're going to start by just figuring out what effect you're looking at and then developing a thesis to get you there. In your body paragraphs, you would explore the cause with supportive evidence and interpretation and discuss the effects linking back to this evidence. That is how you make an argument. And then you would conclude by proving, again, this point that you've made at the top, which is something about how the cause and effect are related, are more significant, are impacting the individual or individuals involved in the case. So let's look at a sample essay that could use some editing. This opening paragraph introduces an idea, but not a specific effect that the reader is analyzing. For example, it says, in modern life, social media is developing fast. It's used by many people all over the world. These are true statements, but they're also general. These should lead to something specific, and it should be anchored in something concrete. They do move towards something that's more specific, which is social media is very popular among the young, but again, that's still vague generalization because it's also used by the older. However, there's many young people who cannot control themselves and are addicted to social media. Addiction to social media has many serious effects, including poor study habits, living away from reality, and bad health. So, that's a good list of effects caused by one thing, addiction to social media, but it would be stronger if it was anchored to something concrete. So here, she has a concrete example, which is a student whose addiction got out of control and caused her grades to drop. That would be something that should be introduced up here. By looking at case studies of student A, B, and C, we can see that addiction to social media caused these specific individuals to do this, this, and this. And this relates to trends that X and Y scholars are talking about from your articles of young people using social media in schools. So more specifics like that, and this, a specific event, needs to be cited. Notice how there are no citations here. All of this seems to just come from the author. Instead, this material should come from your research. So This says, first, addiction to social media makes youth have bad grades in studies. Well, that's a good statement because it's saying what this entire thing is about, which is school. But then it makes these other statements which are unsupported. Notice there's no citations, there's no evidence. We don't know where this is coming from. As you revise, instead of making general statements like this, you should have specifics, focusing, and these specifics should all be well cited.